Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. Welcome back to Seoul in Korea and the Olympic rowing lake. I was here last week with the Kia K9, but this would be a brilliant place to watch the rowing. Sat up here on top of another car we don't get in the UK. Welcome to the Kia Tasman. Look at this bad boy. Just a bit aftermarket. Now, I do love a big pickup truck, and you might be forgiven for not recognizing this car because, again, it's another car that Kia don't bring to the UK market. It was first released in October 2024, so it's just coming up to 2 years old. And I first saw it in the metal at the Brussels Motor Show earlier this year, and I just thought it looked absolutely mega. I think it takes what is a fairly aggressive design language from Kia and just ramps it up even more. You think about something like an EV3 or EV5 or EV9, that kind of opposites united, big, square, chunky, Judge Dredd looks. This looks like, I don't know, Judge Dredd meets Mad Max Thunderdome. Now, this car is one we've borrowed for the filming today, so a massive thank you to the owner. It has been modified from stock a little bit. For a start, it's not normally that colour. That is a satin black PPF, but it's got a winch kit on it, it's got a high lift kit, it's got laser lights. It just looks absolutely mega. But here are 10 things you need to know about the Kia Tasman. So first up, although Kia have been making SUVs and commercial vehicles for decades, the Tasman is their first toe into the very competitive world of 1-ton pickup trucks. This thing is built for some serious off-roading. It's based on a ladder chassis. It's got a low-range transfer case, locking rear differential, multiple off-road drive modes. It's a proper bit of kit, this. Now, if you're going to buy a vehicle like this, chances are you're going to want to tow with it, and you can attach a tow bar there. This thing has the maximum braked towed trailer capability of 3.5 tons. Very impressive. Now, hypothetically speaking, if this car did come to the UK, chances are you're going to want to claim the VAT back, and you can, because this bed has a 1-ton Europallet payload capability. I can do 3 things in here. First up, the interior is, well, it's just like one of Kia's modern SUVs, really nicely appointed. Second one is you've got the triple screen out of the latest generation of Kias with all of your road information and your smartphone pairing. And then the third one, there's lots and lots of storage, both here for drinks and stuff and phones. Door bins have got plenty of room for drinks. Yeah, it's a proper, you've even got some space in there, look. Loads of space. And the back, actually, the back's pretty spacious as well. Now, I guess you're still going to have, now we've changed the laws in the UK, hypothetically speaking, of course, were this car to come to the UK, it's not like the old double cab rules where you could write things off if you're a company owner. You're now going to have to pay benefit in kind, which is a real pain. And one of those government policies that totally scuppered an entire kind of section of cars. But that's a bit of a bummer. But yes, very nicely appointed interior here for a workhorse. Now, Tasman is a car that's been developed for a global market. It's been tested in the outback, in Australia, in the deserts of the Middle East, in snow fields. It's basically gone everywhere. So I'm sure it could cope with the climatic conditions we find in the UK. Just dropping a hint there. We really want this car because it's very, very cool. So let's take a look around the outside of this car. I need to say a big thank you to the owner, Yoon Ki, who's lent us the car for the day, but he's also done some pretty cool modifications to it as well. The non-mod bits, let's just talk about the lights and the lighting signature and the general front end aggression of the car. It's boxy and muscular and just purposeful. I really like the look of it. It does stand out. But first up, there's a winch kit on this car. Now that tells me one of 2 things. Either that's just there for show, or this car's actually going to go and get dirty and do some proper off-roading. The fact that it's also had a lift kit on it, so a completely new set of suspension, full underbody protection, and then this set of wheels and tyres. So I love the wheels, and then it's good to see it's on BF Goodrich all-terrain tyres. Absolutely brilliant. These are a really nice blend, actually, the all-terrains, of good on-road performance, but plenty of grip when things get muddy. Next up, these bolted on wheel arch on the front and back. It's like a wide body kit, makes it just look so cool. Side steps are extra, laser lights are extra, and then I've mentioned already the fact that it's got satin PPF on it, and then it's got the deck cover at the back. And I had that when I had the MSRT Ranger, and it just totally transforms the usage of the car, because you can put stuff in there, lock the deck away, and then it's nice and secure. And then you come round the back, and it's got pretty bold. I mean, you're not going to miss the fact that it's a Kia with that kind of embossed Kia logo on the back. Mentioned the tow bar already. It's got a pretty, sometimes on pickups and 4x4s you see, especially these like automatically deployable tow bars, they're often not actually that good at towing heavyweight. That is a proper heavyweight tow bar. So yeah, all in all, on the outside, mega bit of kit. Question is, what does it drive like? Now, unfortunately, much as I would love to take this off-road and get it properly dirty and cross-axle it and stuff, that opportunity is not with us today. We're just going to have to drive it on some roads around this lake, but at least we'll get a flavour for it. But what do you think of the styling? I think it looks absolutely mega. Clamber up into this truck. It really is. Do with like a ladder just to get in it. Now, we have been battling the weather all day, waiting for this heavy rain to come in, and it looks like it's coming. So we don't have a great amount of time with this car. So I'm just going to go on a quick route round the lake and talk about it. First things first, I just mentioned it's a very high car. Because this car's got a lift kit on it, it's obviously higher than the standard car. So once you clamber up into it, your driving position is so elevated, you kind of get to see everything over hedges and stuff, but you've got this big slab of a bonnet in front of you that just gives you an excellent view. It looks wicked. So getting in and out, a bit tricky. It is a big car, this. It feels big from the second you start to drive it. It has a real presence on the road. And I think that's what a lot of people like about this kind of pickup truck style car, the double cab pickups. They're just so usable and so practical, and they always just look really cool. Now this is a Korean spec Tasman, so it's got a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine. There were a few markets, so Australia, for example, I think they had a diesel option as well, but that never came to Korea, so they've just got the petrol option. And it seems to pull okay. I don't have the opportunity to kind of really put it through its paces, either on the road, or really what I'd love to do with this car is take it proper off-roading and try out these, the suspension and all of the different drive modes. So I've got, on the steering wheel, I've got some on-road drive modes. So the on-road drive modes are Eco, Normal and Sport. And then I've also got it's called My Drive, but like an individual one where you can change all the settings yourself. And then terrain mode. In terrain mode, I've got auto, snow, mud and sand. And that's gonna adapt things like the throttle mappings and ESC settings and so on for those different off-road scenarios. And then down here I've got to really put it into its various modes, I can put it into two-wheel drive high ratio, four-wheel drive lock, four-wheel drive high and four-wheel drive low. So you've really got some options there in terms of how you want this car to perform off-road. It's a proper bit of kit. Interior, it's very, I'm going to use the word utilitarian in here. Lots of wipe clean surfaces. It's the kind of car or truck that you wouldn't mind jumping into with dirty work boots. And I can imagine a lot of these will be used as a commercial vehicle, so they're going to be absolutely battered. But where this sits is that if you need a vehicle to be a commercial vehicle during the week, maybe you're towing, maybe you're carrying loads of stuff around, but at the weekend you want to go out and go on adventures with the family, that's where these really come into their own. I loved my time in the MSRT Ranger that I had for 6 months, because it was such a great car for my lifestyle. We had a roller shutter deck just like this one has, but on top of that we had a couple of roof bars with 2 cycle carriers, so you could go and, you know, put a couple of bikes on the back, head out into the woods and stuff. It was just a really usable, practical car. I'm going to do a bit of a U-ey here through this car park. And that's where these absolutely come into their own, really, is the ability to just go anywhere. You could put a roof tent on this and go proper adventuring. A bit like I've had that Isuzu D-Max, the AT35 Arctic trucks with all of the outdoor kitchen on and stuff. This car reminds me of that very, very much. But yeah, shame it doesn't come to the UK. And, you know, I think there's an element of that. Sometimes the stopper or the limiting factor of bringing a car to another market could be emissions legislation, it could be pedestrian safety legislation, and often for a car, I mean, the US is particularly challenging, you know, for manufacturers to take cars into the US, the requirement for extra development is often millions and millions of pounds, and it just means that it's not cost effective to take a car into that market. And maybe that's why the UK didn't get Tasman, and it's such a shame, because I think this car would do really, really well in the UK. We love our double cab pickups. You drive around and you see lots of Rangers and D-Maxes and Amaroks. We love them, don't we? L200s. This would sit so nicely in that competitive lineup, and I think it would do really, really well. Massive thanks to the owner for letting us have the car for the day. As I said, I'd love to give it a really hard time. I know he really does take this car to the limit a lot. It's a real workhorse for him. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think of it. What do you think of the styling? As I said, when I saw it at Brussels, I'm like, oh my God, what's that? Never seen one of those before. And the Kia team were like, oh yeah, we don't have that in the UK, but that's the Tasman. I went, that is a cool car. I just wanted to share it with you. If you've not seen the Kia K9 video that I've shot on the same day, but it went on the channel last week, make sure you tune into that. Another great car that we never got in the UK. But if you enjoyed that, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you on the next film. You take care, guys. Drive safe.